I have to make this video. What's happening, guys? It's your favorite cosplayer here, and you actually, if you saw the title of this video, we're gonna sit here and we're going to talk about AI. Get the comments, the questions, and everything else out of the way before we start this video. A lot of the comments are AI is slop. It looks horrible. It comes out horrible. AI is going to take over the world. AI is going to get rid of jobs and all that stuff. And I'm here to say, partially it's true. Partially right. Yes, AI may take over some people's jobs, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree for AI to take over anybody's job. I'm more into the AI being a tool that creators can use to create things or do things. But a lot of people have said that it's going to take over people's jobs. It takes away from original creators creating things. Like I said, it's partially true. But you also have to understand that this is the world we live in. And with every new technology we have, everybody eventually embraces it. We can go back to the time of no cell phones and no iPads. And now everybody has a cell phone and everybody has an iPad. And a lot of people said they would never use a cell phone, they would never use an iPad. Well, we use cell phones and iPads, old, young, we all use it. So the technology will be there. Unfortunately, we're not going to stop it. You don't have to use it. I'm not saying you have to use it. I'm trying to explain AI in the form of using it for prop making and cosplay. Debate that too, because there are 3D modeling people out there that work painstakingly on 3D prints for you to download, and they make a commission or they make money off of it and everything. And if we can just do things ourselves, we're not helping the small creators out there. Now, I will say that I do buy a lot of 3D models from Etsy and from a lot of 3D model makers. I use a lot of Maker World and I use a lot of printables for free files that I use in my shop for multitude of costumes and cosplay. So, with that said, let's get into what this real video is. AI and ChatGPT, I would have to sit down with a 3D modeling software and 3D model an object just to make it. Or I would have to foam fabricate it, which back then it was hard to get foam patterns for certain things. You could use a program to do that with and everything, but I never could get the handle of the pattern program. Just like I cannot 3D model for the life of me. I cannot use the 3D modeling software. I've tried it. I tried several 3D modeling softwares. I can't get it down. And that's okay. Some of us, we can't 3D model. You know, it's not a big deal. I don't know why some people make a big deal out of it. Some people just can't 3D model. So, we have ChatGPT and other things like it to be able to create something that never existed. examples of stuff that does not exist out here in the world for us to purchase from a 3D modeler or to go to any of the 3D modeling sites that are out there. This is completely stuff that is fully created by using AI, ChatGPT, and my own brain to create this stuff that does not exist out there. Example, there are Scenario troopers on Count Dooku's planet. Somebody had created an AI video of these Scenario troopers that are on Scenario, which is Count Dooku's homeworld. And there is no of anything, only the comics I checked, of the reference of these troopers. So I decided that I'm going to use ChatGPT and AI to create this character that is not out here at all. So I have two pieces here. I've printed the whole entire Scenario trooper himself. Just need the soft parts. But here's the chest piece. Right here. Chest piece for the Scenario trooper. Is this anywhere? No. Could I have had a 3D model person create it? Probably. But I created this myself with just one image. Same thing, it goes for the Scenario trooper's helmet. It's a unique helmet too. So, this goes on. Oh, no, my hat's gonna not be able good. But this is the Scenario trooper helmet. This is what it's based on, and this is what they look like. You would not be able to create this by yourself if, well, you could, if you're a good foam fabricator, you could probably create this helmet with that. But I used ChatGPT to create this helmet for the Scenario trooper and the rest of the armor. And that's an example of something that does not exist anywhere. An example is something that does not exist. I wanted to do a cosplay of Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. Very 80s, 90s show. Not too many people watched it. I was a big fan of it. Used CGI in it for the first time and everything. And I wanted to do Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. So I created the helmet and accessories using ChatGPT to create this. Now, I did create the helmet in my own image. So it's not taken from the internet and made. I took what the image of Captain Power, of what his helmet looks like, and then I asked ChatGPT to make something similar, but make it more modern. So, by doing so, this is what I got. This is the Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future's helmet. Fits me like a glove. Look how nice this came out. Look how detailed it is. And this is a helmet, like I said, does not exist anywhere. So, this does not exist. But now, guess what? It does. Example is a mask that I am doing currently I had bought a Splinter costume from costumes.com. HalloweenCostumes.com. Great place for costumes, though. But the problem is the head comes as a head, but then the face part is open. And I don't want that. So, I went to ChatGPT and asked it to make me a Splinter face mask. It made me 4 different versions. It made me a regular version, like maybe the movie version, and then it made me an animated version. So, I chose the animated version. So, here is Splinter. This is his base mask. We're going to take the fur from the mask that came from HalloweenCostumes.com, and we're going to put it over this. Going to try to, at least. But look at the detail that came out on this. So what I want to know is, how is this AI Slop? When it comes out this perfect, this highly detailed, there's no way that this is AI Slop. So I'm now going to show you guys the process I go through to make these costumes and these props that will literally never exist or won't exist unless I create them myself, or somebody goes and does it themselves. But let me just show you the process. So guys, here is the process. So I found an image of the Cobra Viper. I found an image of him. Either I found the action figure, or I found something. So I put in there, make this into a wearable helmet, make it 3D printable, make one also damaged. And as you can see, by putting in ChatGPT, it came up with 2 helmet versions. I'll blow them up a little bit bigger here for you guys to see. But it made 2 helmet versions. These are not the completed versions. These are just renderings of what the versions would look like. They're not the ones I chose. I will show you the ones I chose. But as you can see, it made a regular one, and it made a damaged one. So now I have a choice between the 2. And the goggles here on top were my issue. But I fixed that. So if we scroll down, let's move this. If we scroll down, we'll see that it made me another. When I asked it to make the goggle solid, this is what ChatGPT gave me, which is nothing like the one that we did up there. So this is one of the downsides of ChatGPT, is that not everything you ask it to create, it will not create it for you perfectly. You gotta keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and then it learns that this is what you want and this is what you don't want. Another example. I was trying to create this character. This is Copperhead from G.I. Joe. This here is an AI video clip of somebody who made G.I. Joe, and this is the helmet that was used in the AI video. So I created like 4 helmets, not based on this, through ChatGPT. I did not use ChatGPT for this helmet. I tried to go and print other helmets that could be used towards it, and it still did not come out right. So, yesterday, I went into ChatGPT, and I said, make me this helmet, make it 3D printable, make it wearable. And that's exactly what it did. Sometimes this will come up with all the lettering and everything. You just ask it to be removed and throw it all in grayscale. So that's what it did, and it made me this. But then I didn't want that. I wanted this. So this is the final rendering of the copperhead helmet from above. You don't pay attention to some of these because these will all be rendered in Maker World like this, and I can use any of these that I want. I just have to split them up. But this splits the helmet up to where if it was on a printer where you had to do multiple pieces, this is what you would use. Now we go to Maker World and we scroll down to right here, image to 3D model. And as you can see at the bottom, I have a ton of 3D models. So here's our copperhead 3D model. You have to wait for it to load. Now, with Maker World, they charge points now for you to render your stuff instead of exporting it. So here's the copperhead helmet, and you can move it around in 3D space and everything else. And you can make sure that the helmet inside is hollow. That's another thing. Not all your 3D models from ChatGPT will be hollow. You got to make sure that it is hollow and everything. So you can blow this up if you want to bring it closer to make sure, and then you just make sure that the inside there is hollow. Finally, it rendered. So this is Barbecue from G.I. Joe. For the past 2 years, I have been trying to get this helmet. I've been trying for months to have ChatGPT make me this helmet. And finally, after so long, ChatGPT made me this helmet. Now, I can finish off my barbecue cosplay because it used what I said to do and made this helmet for me. And now I will now 3D print this helmet, and I will be able to finish this cosplay. Guys, if you made it this far to the end of the video, I can't wait to see the comments below on this video. But I just wanted to say that don't be afraid of AI. Okay? Yes, AI may be taking over the world. Some people may lose their jobs because of it, and that's unfortunate. And it may be taken from original creators of stuff and everything too. But it's the way the world is going, and, you know, we can resist, but, you know, eventually we're all going to use AI for something. And using AI in prop making and cosplay has been a game changer for myself personally, because I can't 3D model, like I said earlier. So it's just easier for me to use ChatGPT. This video is not intended for you to use ChatGPT or for you to use AI. If you have 3D printers in a shop and everything else like I do, this is what I use it for. I don't use it for evil. You know, I don't sell most of the 3D prints that are ChatGPT related to any of my commissions that I take in. Some of my commissions, I actually have you purchase the actual helmet or armor piece. But I can create something for you on ChatGPT, knowing that you cannot 3D model, knowing that you do not want to pay thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars to somebody to create this for you. And that's what it stems down to in some of these issues, is that People don't want to pay for the 3D models that you produce, because they're just too expensive. Like $150 for a helmet. Okay? Which is reasonable, but if it's a helmet that does not exist anywhere. Example would be a Power Ranger helmet. Let's say you wanted a custom one. I did a custom Power Ranger helmet. It's called the Jedi White Ranger. It doesn't exist anywhere. I created the armor, helmet, everything. It's right now, you can go to Maker World and download all those STL files to make your Jedi White Ranger. But it didn't exist ever, anywhere. So that's the point I'm trying to make, is that ChatGPT and AI is great for people who want to cosplay and make costumes. This does not intend for people to use it to do writing books, which you can, and I don't see anything wrong with that either, because it's not coming from ChatGPT's mind, it's coming from yours. Especially if you have it written all down. So, in closing, you can like this video, or not like this video. And like I said, I can't wait for the comments below. But that's all I have. I'll see you in the next one.